So this right here is going to be a video showing you how to write your poems, your own Abuelito Who poems, modeled from Sandra Cisneros' poem here. So yesterday we talked about you are going to choose one person in your life or not in your life. It can be a celebrity. It could be someone maybe who's passed away, who's not living anymore. It could be a figure, someone you look up to and you want to kind of write a tribute poem to them. I had some people saying they want to write it about a pet, which is fine. And then I had a couple people say they want to write it on an emotion, which is amazing. I think that's a really fabulous idea. So all of those are great. What you had to do was you had to write at least a minimum of 10 objects that remind you of that chosen topic. So the objects will be something in nature, something lying around your house. Maybe it's a household utensil like a spoon or a fork or a mixer or a bowl. Something that you eat, something in nature. All of these, it has to be concrete. It's something that you can actually kind of touch. So something that you, when you look at that thing, it could remind you of that person. So I'm going to walk through the 10 items that I chose. I'm going to do mine about my daughter, Emma. So I think Emma is very similar to a sponge. She's like a sponge because she's 7.5 months old. When you put sponges in water, they absorb water. Well, Emma absorbs as she learns every day. We read a book, so she absorbs the language in the book and she starts to learn how to speak because of that. She's crawling, so she's learning how to use her limbs and her hands and feet to move herself forward. So she's absorbing like a sponge would absorb. She reminds me of the blue ocean. Her eyes are crystal blue. So when I look at her eyes, I think of the depths of the blue ocean. It's beautiful. It's never ending. It's endless. There's a lot that goes into who she is that makes her similar to the ocean. She's like a bird. So literally like a bird sometimes. I see her in her crib and she flaps her arms up and down and kicks her legs because she's excited, almost like she's flying because she's excited. So her silliness and her free spirit makes me think of a bird flying through the air. She's like a rainbow. She's a rainbow in the fact that she has multiple colors like a rainbow. That represent her emotion. She's happy, she's sad, she's excited, she's frustrated. And so that rainbow of colors makes me think of her personality and who she's becoming. She's like a dolphin. When I think of a dolphin, I see a dolphin swimming through the water, jumping through the waves, playing with the other dolphins. And that playfulness and that free spirit, I think of Emma. Emma is the free spirit. She's innocent, she's kind, she's exploring like a dolphin explores the ocean. So the thumping of my heart. So when I look at Emma, I think of a heart, love, kindness. When I look at Emma, I see grass sprouting, new flowers. I looked out in my backyard as I was typing this and I saw my pink flowers back there. And I thought of Emma. She's growing every day. She's sprouting into a new being, a new human, a new personality every single day that I see in her, just like beautiful, bright grass and flowers growing themselves. She's like the sunset. I think of the sunset as very calming, very peaceful, with the pastel orange and red colors. That to me represents Emma and the fact that she's also very peaceful and calming and just beautiful. She's like a perfectly baked cake. I think of a perfectly baked cake with multiple layers. I look at Emma and she's perfect to me. There's nothing wrong with her. And she's sweet like a cake. So there you go there. The depths of the ocean. I think of like the deepest parts of the ocean that haven't been explored yet. We're still getting to know Emma. So she has depths to her personality that haven't come out yet that we're so excited to get to explore. Okay, so these are all the things that I see representative in Emma. So I'm going to look at the Abuelito Who poem by Sandra Cisneros, and I'm going to literally go line by line, and I'm going to fill out the first couple of words that Sandra uses, and I'm going to plug in Emma, the comparisons that I'm going to use, the words that I'm going to use for Emma. So I'm going to literally start off in a very similar way. Abuelito Who. So instead of saying Abuelito Who, Abuelito means grandfather in Spanish, I'm going to say daughter. Daughter who is a perfectly baked cake with layers of strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. Oops. So when I say this, I'm not saying Emma is a cake because she's not a cake, right? I'm comparing. And notice here, I'm not using a simile, I'm using a metaphor. I'm telling you that she is a perfectly baked cake because using a metaphor is much deeper and more powerful sometimes than using a simile. So instead of saying Emma, daughter who is like a perfectly baked cake, I'm going to say daughter who is a perfectly baked cake with layers of strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. So this is representative of the layers of her personality. She's strawberry, vanilla, chocolate. She goes up and down. She's happy, she's sad, she's excited, and she's perfect and sweet with layers of, or maybe I can say chocolate sweetness. Okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and look back at Abuelito Who, the poem here. Who is dough and feathers, who is a watch and a glass of water, whose hair is made of fur. So I see Sandra here describing the grandfather, what he looks like, right? So maybe I can go into what Emma looks like. So I use perfectly baked cake. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to say who is. I say who is because Sandra uses who is as a repetition to start off her metaphor. So I'm going to say who is a dolphin springing through the waves. And I'm going to continue this description of the dolphin. Carefree and vibrant. Carefree and vibrant. Again, and you can mix it up. You can add lines in between. It doesn't have to be exactly like Sandra's poem, or it can be exactly like her poem, but obviously you want to change the description there. Next, so I use dolphin. I'm going to delete that. Who is the blue ocean on a summer day? Her eyes are the, let's see, her eyes are the crystal waters. Okay. Let's see, maybe I can do one more description of Emma, what she looks like. Daughter who is the sunset. Pure, so I'm going to describe the sunset a little more under here. What does the sunset look like that represents Emma, my daughter? Pure, calming, and peaceful. There we go. Let's see what comes next. Who tells me in Spanish you are my diamond? Who tells me in English you are my sky? So maybe I can say, so maybe I can talk about Emma. Well, if Emma were to talk, what would she tell me? So I can say, who tells me you are my sunrise? Who tells me you are my cloud in the sky? Okay, so that's Emma talking to me. So notice how I'm modeling it off of Sandra's poem. You can do that. Whose little eyes are string, can't come out to play, sleeps in his room all night and day. So maybe I can talk about what Emma physically does. Who used to laugh like the letter K? I'm seeing her describe what the grandfather physically does. So I'm going to say, who slips and slides on her mat. So that's what she does when I think of Emma. And So I said sunset, and I'm going to say, who is the rainbow on a cloudy day with a pot of shimmering gold I'm just going to say with a pot of shimmering gold. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop there for now. Obviously, I would continue my poem here, but for purposes of this recording, I'm going to go ahead and stop. I'm going to reread what I have so far so you can see what it sounds like. Daughter Who is a perfectly baked cake with layers of strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate sweetness. Who is a dolphin springing through the waves, carefree and vibrant. Who is the blue ocean on a summer day. Her eyes are the crystal waters. Daughter Who is the sunset, pure, calming, and peaceful. Who tells me you are my sunrise. Who tells me you are my cloud in the sky. Who slips and slides on her mat. Who is the rainbow on a cloudy day with a pot of shimmering gold. Okay, so this is like a tribute to my daughter Emma, and I will continue this later on. So guys, go ahead and model it off of this poem however you would like, and then you'll start seeing it come to life. All right, enjoy.